Okay, so today we are talking about something not complainy. I know some people have been a little bothered about me complaining about stuff. This just happenstance. I love things too. This one is very neutral. I'm just talking about the way that the MCU built their cinematic universe in comparison to how other companies have reacted and trying to build their cinematic universes, and really the one crucial thing that sets them all apart, like why the MCU works and why no other cinematic universe has really succeeded since it. And that reason, really, is just time and patience. Those are two key things that I feel every other company trying to do a cinematic universe, a shared cinematic universe between properties and movies, a continuity that spans between movies over the years, and they can all eventually come into a big crossover. There's Easter eggs throughout them, all that shit. You know what a cinematic universe is. It's just people, these companies, they want the results. They want the multi-billion, million-dollar box office numbers that shit got. They want it now. They want it right now. This boy right here, they want him now. And that's the issue, is these companies, they're like, hey, and I'll name drop a few in a second. The two that come to mind are the DC expanded universe, or cinematic universe, whatever you want to call it, and the Dark Universe, which I forget who was doing the Dark Universe, but it's the one with, you know, the Mummy, with Tommy Boy, and all that other stuff. I think there was a Dracula one that nobody talked about. And the main issue is just no one is patient enough. The reason the MCU worked, and the reason that movie Avengers worked, was because we got 4 years to build up to it, and each movie stood alone on its own. Each movie stood by itself without it being so obvious that this was building up to something. And I'm mostly going to be comparing the Marvel and DC cinematic universes here, because I don't know that much about the others, and I'm sure there are countless others that are in the works that are being planned. I know there's a Valiant one being planned. There's just all this stuff that's coming out, but the DC one and the Marvel ones are the ones that I'm most familiar with. The main difference between Marvel and DC cinematic universes is just that Marvel took their time where DC didn't. And I will give Man of Steel some credit here. I don't personally like Man of Steel. I think it's a bad portrayal of Superman. I think it's a bad movie in general. I think it's just sort of a boring portrayal of that character, and it's actually a movie that cemented my early opinions of Superman being a boring character, which I have since sort of rescinded. Credit where credit is due. Man of Steel stands alone pretty well. It's a Superman movie. That's all it is. And I don't even know if they had plans to spin that into a cinematic universe at the time. They may have had soft ones, but they definitely weren't as concrete as they were when we started getting announcements of Suicide Squad and Batman v Superman and Justice League and all of these movies. And Justice League is really the problem with it, because they went from introducing one character in one movie to introducing 5 or 6 characters in one movie, being Justice League. We got all these characters that were completely underdeveloped, that we didn't have context or development time for in Justice League. And that's really the main issue, is before Avengers, before all these characters that we see here, we were introduced to either in their own movies or just like in little Easter eggs, you know? We got Black Widow and Iron Man 2, we got Hawkeye and Thor. There's a little bit, but like, he's not even that important of a character in Avengers. If you really think about it, he doesn't need that much plot development, like Steppenwolf in Justice League. That's fine. He doesn't need his own movie to be built up to. But Loki, yeah, probably would help, because he's very complex. Imagine if Loki just showed up in Avengers for the first time. How confusing that would be. Same with Thor, Captain America, and who's the Hulk? That's the fourth one. There's the timer. But yeah, at the end of the day, time and patience is what it takes to build a cinematic universe. I just find it so baffling that the two main characters, not counting Wonder Woman, the two main characters of your universe being Batman and Superman, you only give one of them a movie separate before they converge into a giant crossover. That's terrible. Why would you introduce Batman, the poster boy for your company, in another dude's movie. That's not how you do it. No. Batman gets his own movie. And I do have more thoughts on this, but the timer's done, so I'm done. By the way, real quick thing here. If there are any topics here that you want me to elaborate on and maybe a full episode of something, either scripted or Auram's Forum or whatever, down the line, let me know. This one I could probably talk about for longer, but some of them I couldn't talk about for longer, so if you're interested, just let me know, tweet me, or leave a comment, I don't know. Anyway, there's a video next to me, click on that boy, watch it, and I will see you tomorrow, hopefully. Unless I die. Bye-bye.